Okay, you can. No, you can read. We can begin. Yeah, we can begin. Lights, camera, action. We're on? Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the City of Hialeah Planning and Zoning Board meeting for Wednesday, August 28, 2024. Everyone, please rise for the invocation and the pledge of allegiance.
Grant us wisdom, unity, compassion, as we serve the city of Hialeah. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. Do we have anyone registered on Zoom to talk tonight? No? Okay.
Meeting guidelines. The following guidelines apply to today's Planning and Zoning Board meeting. Any person, whether participating via the web platform, telephonic conferencing, or physical presence at City Hall, interested in making comments or posing questions on any item on the agenda may do so during the meeting.
Hey.
Members of the public may hear the meeting live through telephonic conferencing using any telephone or cellular phone service. A smart device or computer are not necessary to participate in the meeting if you join by phone. All persons participating via the web platform will be muted during the meeting until called upon to be heard. Participation through Zoom requires a computer or smart mobile device with a microphone and web camera. The participant may elect to participate in the meeting using audio only or appear through both audio and video. The video functions of all participants appearing through video will be turned off until called upon to be heard. All lobbyists must register with the Planning and Zoning Board prior to item being heard. A maximum of 4 speakers in favor and 4 speakers in opposition will be allowed to address the Planning and Zoning Board on any item. Each speaker's comments will be limited to 3 minutes. Roll call. Mr. Perez?
Here.
Mr. Mason is absent. Mr. Iglesias?
Here.
Mr. Jimenez?
Here.
Mr. Ulloa?
Here.
Mr. Santiesteban?
Here.
Mrs. Enriquez? Here. We have a quorum. Administration of oath to all applicants and anyone who will be speaking before the board on any item.
Anyone and everyone that's going to speak in front of the board, please stand, raise your right hand so we can swear you in. Todas las personas que van a prestar, que van a hablar frente de la Junta, pónganse de pie, levante la mano derecha, por favor.
Do you swear or affirm the truth before this board? ¿Usted jura o afirma decir la verdad ante esta junta?
Thank you. Let the record show it was a no. Answer was an affirmative.
Summary minutes or a copy of the audio file of the proceeding before the Planning and Zoning Board shall be prepared and submitted to the city council before its hearing. The Planning and Zoning Board recommendations for the following public hearing requests will be heard by the city council at a scheduled meeting of Tuesday, September tenth, 2024. LU 1, small scale map amendment from low density residential to transit oriented development district. Properties located at 942 East 28th Street, Hialeah zoned R1, one family district. Applicant Carlos Diaz, Esquire, on behalf of Midtown Park LLC.
Name and address, please.
Good evening, Mr. Chair, board members, Carlos Diaz with offices at 333 Southeast Second Avenue, here on behalf of the applicant.
No, microphone.
This property is a single-family lot of approximately 8,280 square feet of area located mid-block to the south side of East 28th Street. The lot is designated with a residential low-density land use and is improved with a single-family structure originally developed in 1942. This is the last remaining lot within the block to be converted to the transit-oriented development land use designation. The rest of the block received the TOD designation according to Ordinance 2023-061 approved on June 2023. The block is proposed to be developed as an 8-story project with 642 residential units, 16,400 square feet of commercial space, and 838 parking spaces, according to the plan submitted by Guy Mares Martin Architecture and Engineer Design Incorporated. This block is a quarter mile from the transfer station, Metro Rail Station, meeting the goals to redevelop property within walking distance to a transportation hub. This last piece of land would permit the design of a more efficient project to accommodate the entire block. This land use amendment is compatible with the surrounding area and is meeting the goals and policies of the city's comprehensive plan. When the project is submitted to site plan review and concurrency, it will be subject to impact fees. Recommendation approval.
Thank you. Comments or
Good evening
questions?
again, Mr. Chair, board members. As Deborah mentioned, this is a pretty simple application. We're just seeking to incorporate this last lot, as the chair called it at the last meeting on a similar application, the last hole in the donut, right, to complete that in this block. This is between 27th Street and 28th Street and 9th Avenue and 10th Avenue. We were here last year for the rest of the block. The board approved it. The city council approved it. We're able to acquire the final lot on this block. And as you can see, this is a pattern, right? Every single application, we have the same issue. There's always one or two holdouts, and then we're able to acquire those properties. And you can see here, it's actually not just a hole in this block, it's a whole, almost the whole TOD district, right? You can see there in green, that's where we're filling in to turn it into white, which is the rezoning and the land use application, which is the first item. You can go to the next slide. So let's see. You can keep going. You can go to the next one. And you can see here, though, we like to, when we bring this item, just to give you sort of an update in the whole TOD district, and you can see some of the projects here. Metro Park, I'm sure if you've driven by there, if you see it online, it's almost complete. They're expecting to open it, I think, the middle of next year, next summer. Then Metro Park North is just north of that, and that should be breaking ground soon. And the property we're talking about today is the one just north of it. And then there's also Metro 1025, which I know is also under construction. And then Metro Park South should also be breaking ground soon. So like the whole district is slowly but surely taking shape, and we're here to just add in this final piece on the block.
Thank you.
You can keep going, just so you can see the renderings on the updated projects.
Right.
We were able to acquire that lot, right? So we modified the project slightly, and you can see here some of the new renderings. And one of the things that getting that, this is the previous site plan with the property that was missing, and then the next one will be the current site plan. As you can see, we have a much better project now that we have the entire block, and we were able to increase the amount of open space from what we had before to what we have now. So with that, we're here to answer any questions you all may have.
Through the chair,
Yes, sir.
did you make them an offer they couldn't refuse?
Yes, and one of the things that I have to mention is we didn't change the setbacks, we didn't change the height, we didn't change anything from the last approval, and the project doesn't require any parking variance, right? We have more parking that's required by your code.
So you're trying to avoid the same case that happened in Coral Gables. I don't know if you're familiar with it, with the
Yes,
giant development, except for that one property.
I don't know if you've been there because actually it's built now, and it's like there's like right in front of the lobby of the hotel. It's
Yeah.
Bueno, he
Yeah.
has a good protection for the hurricanes.
Just out of curiosity.
Yep.
If and when the car dealer in the corner, if and when, I know
But it's
that's,
not this project.
I know.
But that is the real last hole in the donut, is that one.
Right. If and when they decide to go through, what would your plans be for that?
The Apple Store.
Hmm?
An Apple Store.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's obviously we can't speak for this is a different developer, by the way, than the rest of the district. But yeah, I mean, I think that will be a perfect that, or maybe just an open space. It might end up being, you can't build anything big there once the project is developed. Maybe you have like a small retail or
Yeah, because
Something
I
like
mean,
that.
the outside of the building is already,
Or maybe the High Line that is now a non-for-profit gets enough funding and we can buy that lot and make a park. So there are many possibilities.
there you go, see?
Yeah.
Thank you. Any comments or questions? Anyone in the audience? You said there's no one on Zoom, right? Okay, goes to the part of the public hearing. What's the pleasure of the board?
Motion.
Oh, there.
You can come ahead.
Name and address, please.
Roger Marcia, 3550 East 9 Court. So I'm familiar with that area and that project. Are you guys planning on keep on going north? Because slowly I see that pattern going and I just want to make sure.
We have, there is a report that the city prepared in the year 2006. It's a booklet, it's available online.
Okay,
And that shows the whole area and it shows like the radius around the station. And yes, it goes up to 32nd Street.
32nd Street. So that's it. No further north.
No.
What about east or 10th Avenue to 10th?
East, it goes up to Lejeune Road. And then there is an extension that we did along East 25th Street
Okay.
that ends where the racetrack is.
Okay, because I mean, right along 10th Avenue, you have a lot of open areas. You know, a lot of businesses that have gone out of business and some that are still available open, but you know,
You mean industrial properties?
yes.
Well, eventually,
Right.
yeah. The idea is that that will go up to the station and eventually that will happen.
Okay, all right, thank you.
All right, anyone else? All right. What's the pleasure of the, we do have a motion on the floor.
Yeah, we have a motion by Mr. Santiesteban
Second that motion?
and a second by Mr. Iglesias. Mrs. Enriquez?
Yes.
Mr. Perez?
Yes.
Mr. Santiesteban?
Yes.
Mr. Ulloa?
Yes.
Mr. Jimenez?
Yes.
Mr. Iglesias?
Yes.
Item has been approved.
Thank you all very much.
An Apple store, huh?
Bueno, that's my dream. And I think if you have there so many buildings and you have young people
Yeah.
living there and you have a concentration of density,
Starbucks?
well, I don't know. Bueno, we are not here like supporting any brand.
Hey, look, as long as I put a big old giant cafeteria in front.
LU2. Small scale map amendment from low density residential to high density residential. Properties located at 533 East 22nd Street, Hialeah, zoned R1, one family district. Applicant 533 East 22nd Street LLC.
Name and address, please.
533 East 22nd Street, Hialeah.
Your name?
Alex Arniela.
Alex?
Alex Arniela.
Thank you.
This property is located at the north side of East 22nd Street and is one lot east of the Metro Rail elevated train tracks. The lot is approximately 6,750 square feet and has a street frontage of 50 feet. There are no neighboring residential lots to the north since the adjacent land is part of undeveloped area surrounding the Metro Rail elevated tracks. The adjacent property to the east has medium density residential land use, and to the south, the property faces the FEC train tracks. The adjacent lot to the west has transportation and utilities land use designation and is developed as a four-unit, one-story residential multifamily structure developed in the 1950s. This lot is within walking distance to the Hialeah Metro Rail Station, 0.5 miles, and there are several properties with residential high-density land use designation in the neighboring area, including a 6-story building towards the west. The lot is currently vacant and is along the proposed High Line. Therefore, the proposed amendment from low density to high density residential aligns with the city's comprehensive plan goals and objectives. In addition, the site is being proposed as a contemporary fourplex with a 3-story structure with 8 parking spaces, making the design compatible with the neighborhood. This property will require a rezoning and possible variances that would be part of the separate application process, and a detailed evaluation of the proposal will be provided by staff. Recommendation approval.
Thank you. Comments or questions?
No,
Okay, you're proposing to build what, a duplex or?
Four
quadplex?
units,
fourplex.
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 was before a fourplex, before. Got burned and now
The rendering that's in front of us is accurate. Parking in the bottom.
under, yes.
Everything contained within the property. Okay, comments or questions from the board? Anyone in the audience have a comment or question? Okay, closest to part of the public hearing. What's your pleasure of the board?
Motion to approve.
Second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Ulloa, second by Mr. Iglesias. Mr. Jimenez,
Yes.
Mr. Shanti Esteban,
Yes.
Mr. Perez.
Yes.
Mrs. Enriquez,
Yes.
Mr. Ulloa,
Yes.
Mr. Iglesias.
Yes.
Item has been approved.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, this closes the part of the land use amendment. We're gonna continue on to the planning and zoning meeting.
Item number 1. Approval of Planning and Zoning Board Summary Agenda of August 14th, 2024, as submitted.
Motion to approve.
Second that motion.
So we have a motion by Mrs. Enriquez, second by Mr. Iglesias and Mr. Ulloa. Mr. Jimenez,
Yes.
Mr. Iglesias,
Yes.
Mr. Shanti Esteban,
Yes.
Mr. Ulloa,
Yes.
Mrs. Enriquez.
Yes.
Mr. Perez.
Yes.
Item has been approved. A written decision and resolution will be prepared and presented for review to the city council. The city council is authorized to affirm with conditions or override the decisions by resolution. After the resolution is adopted, contact a member of the city clerk's office to obtain a copy of the final decision and resolution. Upon your receipt of the final decision and resolution, contact the building department to obtain the required building permit. Summary minutes or a copy of the audio files of proceedings before the Planning and Zoning Board shall be prepared and submitted to the city council before its hearing. The Planning and Zoning Board recommendations for the following public hearing requests will be heard by the city council at a scheduled meeting of Tuesday, September 24th, 2024.
I would like to translate this in Spanish because sometimes it's misunderstood. Quiero traducir esto al español porque muchas veces la gente viene acá al hearing, ya es un montón de trabajo y no entiende bien cómo es el proceso. Este es el paso número 1 para legalizar una estructura ilegal. Entonces hoy ustedes están acá pidiendo un ajuste de la distancia lateral o posterior que se requiere. Después de esto van a ir al consejo. Una vez que les digan que sí, van a tener una resolución. Ahí empieza el proceso. Ustedes todavía tienen que preparar planos, ir al departamento de construcción y legalizar esa estructura. Lo clarifico porque muchas veces la gente dice, no entendí, yo pensé que con todo lo que pagué para la aplicación ya estaba resuelto. No está resuelto. Es el paso número 1 de muchos que siguen.
Item number 2. Final decision to allow rear setback of 5 feet where 7.5 feet are required, and to allow interior south side setback of 1.40 feet where 7.5 feet are required for an existing accessory building to be legalized. Properties located at 3581 East 8th Lane, Hialeah, Zones R1, one family district. Applicant Lourdes M. Alguino.
Good evening, everyone.
Name and address, please.
Lourdes Alguino, 3581 East 8th Lane,
Good evening.
Hialeah, Florida, 33013. Good evening.
This property is located facing East 8th Lane and E36th Street. This lot is oddly placed between these two streets. The size of the lot is approximately 7,500 square feet, and it currently has building and code violations due to work performed without the benefit of a building permit. The property is currently receiving homestead exemptions. The extent of the work performed without proper permits includes a room addition, a carport, a driveway, and a detached storage structure. The structure that is requesting the final decision is the detached storage building. This structure is currently built 5 feet from the rear property lines where 7.5 feet is required and is 1.4 feet from the interior south property line where 7.5 feet is required. This request could be approved if the soil area facing East 8th Lane is improved with the installation of either a tree or another mechanism approved by the Streets Department to properly maintain the soil area. The structure to be legalized is only to be used as storage. In the case of converting this space into living space, the owner shall seek proper zoning and building approvals prior to do so. So the recommendation is approval with conditions. An inspector went to the site. We have pictures. The storage is a storage. It's no other than a storage. And the room addition is part of the house. So it's really a house that the family is living it and they're doing is to legalize and be more comfortable.
Thank you.
The addition, well, the storage in the back's been there for 20-something years. That's an excuse, but I bought the house like that with the storage. The addition room is for my daughter. She's physically and mentally impaired. So it's like, I have her wheelchair in there. I have the walker. I have the treadmill for her to do her exercise. She has cerebral palsy and, she's hydrocephalic. So that's what the addition's for. The inspector went on Monday. He took pictures of everything, like Ms. Deborah said, and, it's a storage. It's been there forever. It's not bothering my next door neighbor. I sent a letter. I don't know if the person that's in charge of my paperwork, she says she sent it in. Her name is Meba, the next door neighbor. Her family members did that storage like 100 years ago. She says it doesn't bother her at all because it's close. It's the part that is closer to her. She says she has no problems, having it there. So, yeah.
Okay. Deborah, your conditions here. Says, obviously planting at least a tree in the soil. And what, would you elaborate on what you mean by some installation of proper mechanism or something to maintain the soil area?
Well, the reality is that each property owner is responsible for the adjacent soil area.
Correct.
With the master plan effort, we did a lot of walking audits, and it's sad to see the city streets. People complain, we don't have trees. We don't have trees because everything is a parking here.
Right.
So if you start to not maintain your soil area, the area becomes eroded. It becomes, over the years, they threw like pebbles, then asphalt, and then you don't have any more soil areas and you don't have any space to plant trees. So since they are legalizing, we are bringing this to this attention, and as part of this, we are putting as a condition to repair that, to provide a green area that is required, and to provide a tree as to help the city.
Okay, so bear with me for a second. Request could be approved. Is the soil facing the area? 8th Lane is improved with installation of either a tree or another mechanism provided by the Streets Department.
To properly maintain the soil area, well, we don't want to tell them to build a curb and to build gutters. So the easiest way is to plant trees and to reforest the soil area
Okay,
that was supposed to
okay.
be for that.
Yeah, because I first thing that comes to mind is, putting a curb.
Well,
to-
some people want to have a parking space there, so they might want to do that. If you really need that parking, you can go to Streets Department, you can ask for a permit, you can build a curb, and you can have an on-street parking there.
Thank you. Are you good with that?
I didn't understand. To put a tree where?
Okay,
The soil, you have your sidewalk, and then there is a space in the street that used to be green area with trees. Ideally, that is how the city was planned and how it was, but over the years, there are more cars, everyone uses that as a parking, but it's the responsibility of the property owner to maintain it as a green area with a tree or something. So we are asking you, since you're doing all the things that you need to do in your house, please pay attention to that and also reinstall the landscaping that should be there and plant a tree. If you want to have a parking space there, you can also prepare plans, go to the streets department and get a permit to build there and on-street parking. But what we don't want is like this continuation of parking in the soil area that then erodes, everything floods.
But my house is the one that has all the trees. I don't, where do I plant another tree?
On that
Because I
green
have
area-
mango, I have avocado.
On the green area that you see that is outside of your property, that you see that is already eroded.
Between the
Where the
sidewalk
car
and the
is, where
street.
the car is,
Okay,
Where
so
that
you
car
want me
is
to
parked.
put grass there and a tree?
exactly, yeah.
Okay, I can do that.
Through the chair.
Yes.
What kind of tree?
Well, it can be a live oak. The streets department will
okay.
tell you what,
Oh,
that is a
okay.
permit that you will need to pull with the streets department.
Through the chair.
Yes, sir.
I'm looking in Google and there's like no trees.
No,
That's-
the area, there's no trees outside. That's
There's
my
no
other house on
trees.
27th.
Why? Because everyone has 8 cars and
Yep.
they park on the soil.
No, no,
area.
I agree.
So we want to revert that.
I
So when we
think-
find an opportunity that someone comes and they are doing significant work in their house, well, we ask them to please cooperate with the city so we can have a better city,
No, no, I agree. But what I'm saying is gonna look really odd.
Well,
That
no,
there's no trees
It's not all-
whatsoever.
It's going to be contagious and you will be surprised because when one plants the tree and makes something better, then it's contagious. Others do the same thing. One example I can give you is not with a tree, but there was a lot that was abandoned for many years, East 4th Street, north of the railroad tracks. Now there is a very nice car wash. There is a building next to it that used to look very bad. Now that the car wash is so nice, they went ahead and they painted a mural on the wall because they wanted to be as nice as the car wash.
Right.
So this is you plant the seeds and then it becomes
But my story hasn't ended.
yeah.
So I think it's gonna look really odd because there's no trees on the swale. However, if you turn a little bit more, in the little corner, there's like 2 trees and they look nice.
Okay.
So perhaps you could copy those neighbors over there and kind of put it close to the
Where's
stop
that?
sign.
Where's that
Like,
one?
if you go left. Yeah, like you go towards the corner.
Can I plant those same ones or no?
Yeah, the streets department. And also look all those stones that they put there so no one parks.
But my
there.
point is that since it looks kind of odd, there's no trees whatsoever. It looks a little better in the corner by the stop sign,
Or the stop sign? Okay.
behind the stop sign.
Okay.
No, I'm blocking the stop sign.
No, behind the stop sign. I get it. Okay, that's fine.
That's just a suggestion.
But the storage was approved?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
not yet.
Not the storage, the reduced setback for the storage. We are approving your reduced setbacks. Now you have to go do the plans, go to a building department
Oh,
and
okay.
get that.
Okay,
structure.
all right. Thank you so
But you
much.
see, I wanted to clarify, because obviously even you are a little bit foggy on what, what the tree situation is, what the landscaping is. And the word that got to me was, other mechanisms. To me, mechanisms will be like those stones, a curb,
You can come to us, you can come to our office and we explain you this in detail. If you
Okay,
need
because
further
I've sat with you before
Okay.
and Jenny,
You can.
and you
sit
told
with
me you were gonna help me
can
out.
Sat with her, you can sat with her, you can sat with her or Chris that is there. We're many. You can come there and one of us will be able to help.
Okay, so.
I have a recommendation of approval, so like you don't have to convince us too much.
Okay,
You're
thank you.
good, you're good. So
Thank you so much.
okay, any more comments or questions
motion
from the
to,
audience? All right, what's the pleasure?
motion to approve
With
with
condition-
conditions.
With conditions.
And a
Thank
pretty
you to
tree.
all of you. Thank you.
Oh,
God bless you guys.
we have a motion by Mr. Jimenez, second by Mr. Iglesias. Mr. Ulloa,
Yes.
Mr. Santi Esteban,
Yes.
Mr. Perez,
Yes.
Mrs. Enriquez,
Yes.
Mr. Iglesias,
Yes.
Mr. Jimenez.
Yes.
Item has been approved with conditions.
I would suggest, since you've already sat and had a little conference with Deborah,
Deborah.
do that again
Do the
and
same.
that way you can,
With me or any of us,
Yeah.
because sometimes you call and it's hard to get an appointment, but if you come, many of us can.
I'd rather with you. I feel comfortable.
Okay, okay, good.
but at
Because I
least,
know you.
at least you have a clear view of what it is that is being suggested.
All right, all
Okay.
right. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Have a good night. All right, no more final decisions?
No.
Here we go again, planning and zoning.
The Planning and Zoning Board recommendations for the following public hearing requests will be heard by the city council at a scheduled meeting of Tuesday, September tenth, 2024. Item number D. Rezoning property from R1 Family District to TOD Transit Oriented Development District. Property is located on 942 East 28th Street, highly zoned R1 Family District. Applicant Carlos Diaz, Squire on behalf of Midtown Park LLC.
Good evening again, board members. Carlos Diaz with offices at 333 Southeast Second Avenue.
This is the companion item of the land use that you already heard. So this property is a single family lot of approximately 8,280 square feet of area located mid-block to the south side of East 28th Street. This application has a companion land use amendment item requesting to amend from residential low density to transit-oriented development. The property is located a quarter mile from the Transfer Metro Rail Station, meeting the goals to redevelop the property within walking distance to a transportation hub. This last piece of land would permit the design of a more efficient project to accommodate the entire block. The site, including this last piece of land, provides for 5.14 acres of gross area, allowing the project to propose 642 residential units, which is an increase of 30 residential units from the previous approval of 612 residential units. The unit breakdown has been simplified, providing 135 studio units, 277 one bedroom, one bath units, and 230 two-bed, two-bath units. The commercial area encompasses 16,400 square feet and are placed facing East 10th Avenue and East 27th Street. The parking proposed for the residential and commercial use exceeds the minimum requirement with 838 parking spaces. The project is also improving the street level. However, the on-street parking is to provide landscaping aisles with shade trees. The rezoning request is according to the intent of the TOD regulations. Therefore, the project can be approved. The project is to be developed in accordance with plans signed and sealed by Nidia Cardona of Caimanes Martin Architectural and Engineer Design Incorporated for the project titled Urbania Hialeah. Recommendations: staff recommends approval with the conditions. Well, the condition is that the development is consistent with the plans.
Thank you.
All right, I think this is, like Deborah mentioned, this is the companion item to the item that we had before. Just wanted to introduce Pablo Gonzalez from Continuo Developments, who's the developer on this project. I think he just got here a little bit when we were halfway through the last item. We're here to answer any questions you may have about this one.
Okay. Comments or questions on the board? Anyone in the audience? No one on Zoom, right? All right, close to the public hearing. What's the pleasure of the board?
Motion condition.
Second, the motion with conditions?
We have a motion from Mr. Santiesteban, second by Mr. Iglesias. Mr. Perez,
Yes.
Mrs. Enriquez,
Yes.
Mr. Santiesteban,
Yes.
Mr. Iglesias,
Yes.
Mr. Ulloa,
Yes.
Mr. Jimenez.
Yes.
Item has been approved with conditions.
Thank you all very much. Have a good night.
So, item number 4, we will need to withdraw it needs to be re-advertised. Alex, do you need me to read it into the record?
No.
Just the address?
Yeah.
Okay, so the address is for item number 4, 441 West 11th Street and 445 West 11th Street. So item number 4 has been withdrawn, so no action.
We don't have paperwork on that, so.
No.
Oh,
There
that
was
number
some setbacks were missing, so we decided to do it again.
Item number 5. Conditional use permit to allow a K through 2nd grade school with a maximum capacity of 15 students in conjunction with a 70 children daycare. Property is located at 2150 West 76th Street, Unit 101, Hialeah Zoned M1 Industrial District. Applicant, Steps for Learning Preschool Center.
Name and address, please.
Good afternoon, Jacqueline Blanco, Steps for Learning, 2150 West 7th.
Is the microphone on?
Yes,
It is? Oh,
can you
okay.
hear me?
Yeah, now we can.
Okay. Jacqueline Blanco, Steps for Learning.
There you go.
Center, and is the address is 2150 West 76th Street, Unit 101, Hialeah.
Thank you.
The property in this application is a 28,000 square feet shopping center located at the southeast intersection of West 76th Street and West Second Avenue. The parking conditions of the shopping center are non-conforming since there are 99 parking spaces where 132 parking spaces are required by the current zoning code. The applicant is a daycare owner that has been operating a daycare on the site since August 2023 and has a maximum capacity of 107 children as stipulated by the Department of Children and Families, and expanded its operation, adding the education component for children finishing pre-K. It is known that the Department of Children and Families stipulates an umbrella number without considering the required area and maximum capacity of each classroom, and further analysis of the facility indicates that no more than 85 students could be accommodated in the premises. Schools in shopping centers are not allowed by the zoning code. As a reference to the existing daycares that expanded their operations to include schools without the proper city permits, the city provided a timeline to legalize the existing operations by applying to a conditional use permit and process the required change of use. However, the mentioned consideration does not contemplate expansion of grades and number of students. In a letter of intent, the applicant explains that she's already operating an elementary school classroom with a current enrollment of 6 students. The submitted letter expresses the desire to expand the school operation to 10 students with only 1 teacher running the school academic program and keeping the total number of students and daycare children at 107. The plan submitted by the applicant state under page A1 a different count, showing 2 classrooms with a proposed school population of 15 students and a daycare capacity of 7 students, with a total number of students and daycare children at 85. The dimensions of the existing facility could allow the proposed total maximum capacity of 85. However, the school grades shall be limited to K through first grade with existing capacity of 6 students in K through first grade in conjunction with 79 daycare children. The recommendation is to approve the CUP to allow a K through first elementary school classroom in conjunction with the 79 children daycare.
Thank you. Comments or questions?
Questions. My intention is to continue education with this to these kids that are enrolled in the VPK classrooms. Most of them are siblings, so parents, they don't want to take the kids out of to a bigger school. So that's why we're planning to do, or we would like to do continue with the kindergarten, first grade.
Okay.
Not exceeding capacity of license regulation.
Right.
So the chair,
Go ahead.
I became a lawyer because I'm bad with math. I see a lot of numbers, 107, 85. What is it that we're doing?
Let me explain.
Are we adding,
The
subtracting?
Department of Children and Family, and they inspect these facilities, they inspect different things.
Right.
And they give an umbrella number, okay, you can have here a maximum of 107 students.
Right.
But they don't do the homework of looking at the facility and looking, for example, for a daycare, you require 35 square feet per student. For an elementary school, is 30 square feet per student. So they give that umbrella, but in reality, they don't know the real capacity. So when we receive the plans, we look at each class and we see, okay, how much you can fit here. The maximum they can fit there is 85 students. That's one part.
Right.
The other part is the daycares are not allowed in shopping centers. Many of the schools that you have seen over this year and last year were operating the school without the proper permits. It was a daycare that organically got expanded. So when we passed the law of no more schools in shopping centers, we say, okay, the ones that are there, we're giving them the deference of what you have there, you can keep it. You need to come and ask for the CUP. But what you have there, not an expansion of what you have there. Since there she has K and first grade and 6 students, we are allowing the K and first grade with 6 students, together with the 79 children daycare that 79 by 6 is 85. That is what fits in that facility.
So she wanted like to have 10 students.
She wanted to have there's a lot of inconsistency because the plans show 15 students. In a letter that she sent, it says 10 students. In
Right.
the letter also says she has 6 students. So we have to go with what she has and approve what she has, not an expansion. 10 would be an expansion, 15 would be a further expansion.
So we're keeping the school the same.
Keeping the school the same, yes.
Okay.
Yes, the center has been in place for 15 years. So in the last 3 or 4 years, we have started with the kindergarten class. So, and as you said, yes, the enrollment is inconsistent because of depends on the kids that are on BPK, move to kindergarten, and then we have the remaining civilians staying there. So that's why that's so inconsistent. But we don't plan to do more than what is required or what is allowed by children and family, although it is 35 square feet per students, and our license was for 107. So we are not planning to go higher than that, but to keep a number for at least to kindergarten.
Yeah, but you understand that this
Yes,
is an
I do
exception
understand.
that the city is
Mhm,
doing
yes, I-
to allow you what you have. So you have 6, you get 6.
Yes, I do understand.
Oh.
Okay. Any more comments or questions? Anyone in the audience? All right, closes the public hearing. What's the pressure of the board?
Second?
Okay, so we have a motion, 1 second. We have a motion by Mr. Rio, a second by Mr. Jimenez. Mr. Iglesias?
Yes.
Mrs. Enriquez?
Yes.
Mr. Jimenez?
Yes.
Mr. Santiesteban?
Yes.
Mr. Ulloa?
Yes.
Mr. Perez?
Yes.
Item has been approved, I guess as amended? Over as recommended. So item has been approved as recommended.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so item number 6, same thing as item number 4. We will need to withdraw from the agenda and we will need to re-advertise. I'll read the address. 1575 West 42nd Street, units 4203, 4205, 4231, and 4235. So item has been withdrawn, no action.
No.
Item number 7. Special use permit to allow a mural outside the artist live work overlay district, Allwood geographic area, where murals are only allowed in the Allwood district. Property is located at 1599 West 49th Street, Hialeah Zone C2, Liberal Retail Commercial District. Applicant, Project Roadmap.
Name and address, please.
Adrian Gonzalez.
I'm Christina Rivera. The address is 1599 West 49th Street, Hialeah.
Thank you.
The property in this application is located on the northeast intersection of West 49th Street and West 16th Avenue. The applicant is before the city requesting a special use permit in order to paint a decorative mural with a C2 commercial district within the C2 commercial district, where murals are only allowed within the artist live work overlay district geographic area. The proposed mural will be situated on the west side facade facing West 16th Avenue with a size of 27 feet 7 inches wide by 20 feet 2 inches tall, more or less. The mural aligns well with the store's identity, Verizon Wireless, by featuring a cell phone in the hands of the man and boy depicted on the submitted elevations. It also reflects the essence of the city of Hialeah by incorporating elements like domino tiles, Cuban coffee, the city slogan La Ciudad que Progresa, which translates to the city of progress, and vibrant tropical imagery. The special use permit may be approved with the condition that the mural must be removed once the current retailer, Verizon Wireless, no longer holds an active occupational license at the location. Recommendation approved with condition.
Thank you. If I understand you correctly, this mural is going to be applied to the building itself. You're not going to build a wall and then put a mural on there. No.
No, it will be right on the wall.
So it's pretty much the way you have it here.
Correct.
Yes.
Right. So in between the two glass
Yes.
yes area. All right. Good. Comments or questions?
Through the chair.
Yes, sir. Well.
Who's the artist? Both of us.
No, as a fellow artist, I like it.
Thank you.
Love you, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. We wanted to represent knowledge between generations. So the older generation teaches wisdom, family traditions, and family culture. While the younger generation teaches technology and how to advance, which is us to that que progreso.
What media are you using?
Acrylic, exterior paint.
And seal.
brushes.
And spray.
And see,
That's very cool,
okay,
yeah.
perfect. Nice job. Huh?
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
you should promote yourselves because many come and do murals that are not done by artists. So we need more artists coming here and doing
Yes, we would
really
like to work with-
artistic murals.
Yeah, we would love to work with the city and paint more murals. So we're a Project Roadmap. We started about 2 years ago. Being full-time artists and turning it into an IRL business, and it's been a really amazing experience beautifying different communities. So we would be more than honored.
Yeah, we were honored to work with Verizon on this. We were chosen to paint 5 of their storefronts, and one of them was the Hialeah location.
Cool.
And they really wanted each mural to represent each city. So we really wanted to honor what Hialeah represents with the culture.
Well, I'll tell you one thing though, and I know that you. A few months ago, we had an application where, not related to you, but it's worth mentioning. Where there was art and there were other things, and one of them was a big old cafetera in the parking lot.
Mhm.
And you come so close, you got the little colada with the little cup, you're getting there. Good job.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, go ahead. I just had to put it in there.
I really like the idea. What I don't like is the condition, because like, what if this becomes like a Mona Lisa masterpiece kind of thing for Hialeah, where everybody comes to take a picture and then all of a sudden Verizon, let's get out of here. And then we have to,
Well, we'll take it from there. We'll see what happens.
that's what I don't like. I don't like the condition. Why do we have to have this condition? Like,
Not that we want Verizon to leave, but.
exactly, but if they leave, maybe it becomes a staple of Hialeah.
I don't think they plan on removing it, so regardless, so.
Yeah, but the condition says that once Verizon leaves, then
Yeah,
the art will get destroyed.
yeah.
I concur
Well,
with you.
You can remove the condition.
Okay, so motion to approve without conditions.
Second.
Okay, so
Okay.
we have a motion.
Hold on. Deborah, so who owns the property?
I don't know. No, not Verizon. Someone owns it.
No,
Is Verizon giving them the permission to do it? Who's giving them the permission to do it?
Verizon.
It's
Right.
Verizon, but we have approval from the landlord as well.
Right, so I think it's a necessary condition,
Okay.
because if Verizon leaves, then your permission has also left as well. So your permission is, so long as the tenant's there, if you want to continue it, the new tenant can also give you permission. So I think the condition is
okay.
important.
Let's look at the
In
condition.
that case, would they have to come back to the board and
No,
keep it up?
no, they wouldn't unless the new tenant says that they want it gone.
Okay.
And then at that point, they would have to remove it, or the new tenant can come. But if the new tenant allows it, they can keep it without coming back.
Yeah, that's the reason why we didn't add any Verizon logos or any signage or anything like that. The landlord just approved it because obviously they love the whole idea of it. But yeah, I understand the condition either way.
So through the chair, what happens if we do approve it without the condition?
You can, I mean, it's up to the body, but if the body prefers it that way, you can, but it
'Cause I mean, we're making an assumption that the landlord is limiting the condition because of the tenant or this, but maybe the landlord likes it,
it's possible, but I mean, it could restrict from what, if a new tenant wants to come in, it could restrict from what he intends to do with the property. All I'm saying is,
Yeah, the special use permit and the variances go with the property.
right,
No, and since this is for a specific applicant, let's leave it for the applicant, and then if the other one wants to continue, they can continue.
and one day the landlord might not be the landlord. The landlord might sell his right, and it still moves with the property. And if it moves with the property, then we've said it's there for life. At least whoever is there has the opportunity to say whether they like it there or not.
mean,
And sometimes, because we had a case of the building that was very nicely painted
right.
with a mural by an artist, Pérez Celis, that happened to be an Argentinian. And then someone came and bought it. And it was, the murals need maintenance because over the year, the paint fades and there are things that happen. So if you leave it there in perpetuity, then it's, no, I have a special use permit, it needs to stay here. And then no one maintains it and it's a disaster. So I think it doesn't hurt anyone to leave that condition there.
It's very nice, don't get me wrong.
Well, just so everyone knows, we apply an anti-graffiti layer on it, so the colors stay vibrant and it doesn't fade or anything for 10 years or more.
I would rather err, on the side of preserving your painting.
I know, but it's
So-
okay, we understand.
But I mean, I think everything is very speculative, so if we could preserve it, I'd rather preserve it, but I leave it up to the board.
Okay. So what's the pleasure of the board?
Motion to approve without conditions.
Second.
Correct. So we have a motion by Mr. Jimenez, second by Mr. Santisteban. Mr. Iglesias,
Yes.
Mrs. Enriquez,
Yes.
Mr. Ulloa,
Without condition, is what they say, right?
without conditions.
Okay, with or without?
Was that a yes?
Yes.
Mr. Perez,
Yes.
Mr. Santisteban,
Yes.
Mr. Jimenez,
Yes.
item has been approved without conditions.
There's only one thing missing. The little steam coming out of the hot cafe.
That's the only condition.
Okay, we
Cafe dead.
Thank you, guys.
What's your name?
Your name?
My real name, my artist name,
Or both?
Adrian Gonzalez, and then my artist name is Roxo.
Roxo.
SOL, Miami, Roxo, Miami.
All right. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Thank
you
you,
very
guys. We're going to call you because when you start painting it, we're going to send someone to film you.
Yes.
Oh.
Awesome.
So I'm a videographer, so I film everything.
Ah,
So every mural we do comes with a video recap,
well, if you want, you can send us your video.
Yeah.
of
We'd be
course.
more than happy.
Thank you.
Time lapse,
Congratulations.
time lapse.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, thank you so much.
Bye.
All right.
Miscellaneous items not requiring advertising. Item number 8, final plat of Lulum Plaza.
This is the property on West 12th Avenue, south of West 84th Street. If you remember, it was like a very large lot with a small building that used to be a school or daycare. And they came before us with a plan to redevelop it with a mixed-use project. So they came through the plat process and they're coming now with the final plat. It has no objection from any of the reviewing departments, so the recommendation is approved.
Where's this again? 12th Avenue one?
12th Avenue, south of West 84th Street. Very close to our neighboring city, Miami Lakes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay.
Motion to approve?
Second that motion.
Okay, so we have a motion by Mrs. Enriquez, second by Mr. Iglesias. Mr. Ulloa,
Yes.
Mrs. Enriquez,
Yes.
Mr. Santisteban,
Yes.
Mr. Perez,
Yes.
Mr. Iglesias,
Yes.
Mr. Jimenez,
Yes.
item has been approved. Item number 9, old business? No old business. Item number 10, new business.
Okay, you have this, put it in your refrigerator, make sure to save the dates and to come and meet us at the new master plan open houses. Now, we already completed what is the existing conditions report and we're coming with a draft proposal. We divided the city in 3 areas, like the north area, the central area and the south area. And we will be there proposing actions on that will be part of the master plan. So we need your input, your participation. I hope you can all make time and join us. Thank you.
Did you say put them in your refrigerator or on?
On your refrigerator, yeah.
Okay.
No, we don't want you to eat this.
Okay. Anything else?
Thank you for the churros.
Thank you, sir.